downtown Medford, Oregon, and they were able to do it. And so we have to think about how we here in our communities can do stuff. One easy thing we can do, contact our Department of Public Works and our Parks and Recreation. They buy Roundup. And we can tell them, no more Roundup. Don't buy Roundup to spray in our parks, to spray in our sidewalks. We can do small things like that, aside from just going to the grocery store and buying organic only, or at least non-GMO Project verified foods. But we can do a lot of different things in our communities every single day. You vote 3 times a day, and they're called breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your dollars at the grocery store, at the farmer's market, go a long way. And we all can do a small thing. We can march, but it's what we do when we're not marching that's really important. And coming together is awesome, but we need to come together more often. And I think we also, I mentioned this before we left the White House, we should look at going to the FDA building again. We set up a giant vat of food. We made a bunch of minestrone outside the FDA building, outside of College Park. We had an eat-in. There's a be-in and a sit-in. We had an eat-in, and we made organic food, and we sat outside the FDA, and I kind of want to go back there again.
Let's do it!
And let's do this. So the question is, when should we do it? We don't want to do it in the summertime because it's really hot, but maybe sometime in September we have enough time to get people motivated, rally together, because we're not seeing too much happening in Congress. There is a bill in the Senate that's got some traction, but they're not thinking it's going anywhere. The GMA, which by the way is in that building next door. Now the GMA, which you might not know, is the Grocery Manufacturers Association. And the GMA basically represents all of the major grocery companies. It also, like Safeway, and doesn't represent Whole Foods, I don't believe. But it also Fritos and Pepsi-Cola and Coca-Cola and Nestle and all the bad ones that donate millions of dollars to stop us from being able to know what's in our food. And so we have to fight them every day, non-violently of course, with our pockets, with our mouths, and we're going to do this. We've got 90% of the population, when the New York Times polled in July of 2013, 90% of the population wanted mandatory labels. 60 other countries around the world have mandatory labels or outright bans on genetically engineered foods. So why not America? Because we have to get more people together. We have to buy out the same politicians that Monsanto's been buying out, and we have to lobby them. So if you guys are in town, think about on Tuesday when Congress is back in session, scheduling a meeting with your senator and your representative. If you live in DC, I'm sorry, I don't have any representatives or senators, but if you come from Virginia, you should talk to your Virginia senators. You should talk, if you're from Maryland, you talk to your Maryland senators, and make them stand up for your right to know, because we are what we eat, and we're becoming genetically modified, and none of us want that. So this is an open mic against Monsanto, and who wants to speak next?
I just want to piggyback on his a little bit, and we were talking about eating organic. Eating organic is very important, but it's also very important to make sure that the organic is not owned by a larger company, such as Honest Tea. Anybody drink Honest Tea in the crowd? Anybody drink Adwala or Naked Juice? All these are owned by Coca-Cola and Pepsi, who have both combined, what is it? Simply oranges as well. No, I mean all orange juice, unless it's fresh squeezed, is really just sugar. Shouldn't be drinking that anyway. Either way, just be sure of when you're buying, I recently, Earthbound Farms, I realized they're a subsidiary of White Wave, which is split off of Dean Foods, which all these guys are contributing the money that we're spending on these organic companies back into the system to fight against what we're actually trying to purchase for. So just do your research and please spend your money right.
I have a question for everybody here. Do you eat food?
Yes!
Let me hear you again. Do you eat food?
Yes!
Doesn't matter if you are liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, green, whatever. Doesn't matter. Do you eat food?
Yes!
So why are we still here waiting for someone to make a decision? Why are we still in gridlock? It does not matter. Water and food, we need those to survive. It does not matter why we have these stupid arguments between liberals, conservatives, Democrats, Republicans. We need this now. We need a change now, because we all need food that will not kill us. We need food that will not give us cancer. We need food that will protect us for the rest of our lives. Am I right?
Yeah!
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bill. There's another issue here that is even bigger than what we're talking about now. Monsanto and Cargill, which is a big agribusiness, have been patenting seeds. And people in developing countries, are being forced to buy these seeds. And these seeds have been genetically engineered so that they go dead after one season. So these poor people, which is in the developing world, 80% of the country, has to somehow come up with money every year to buy new seeds. So what we need to do is start joining the movement to take control back of our seeds. And this is the first place to start. If you read the book Diet for a Small Planet, you'll find out what we can do to stop these giant groups. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jude Martin. I'm a health coach, and a lot of my buddies don't want to be at the, well, they'll come to the marches, but they don't want to talk about this on their websites because this is negative to be against something. And I agree that when I say, I wish you would eat organic food, or I eat organic food, that's very different than I hate the food you eat. To add on to what this lovely gentleman just said before me, when seed does not come back to life, we are talking about the potato famine in Ireland, and people do not think about that. If you have seed that is sterile, and you make a way to get rid of all the other seed, the seed that can come back again, that for generations and generations all over the world have been harvested every season and saved to plant again for free. We will not have any seed but the sterile seed. And if something happens to that, there is no food.
Hello, people. When you alter what you eat, you alter your DNA.
Right.
So we don't know how safe this is because they alter what we eat. So that means our bodies change. And what I have to say about that is we can't have that. We can't eat something that's killing grandma, grandpa. Their bodies can't stand that GMO. They've been here for years. Now they done changed the food grandma, grandpa down a little faster. Diabetes, cancers running rampant. All for GMOs. That's damages, people. That's a suitcase. That's damages. And that's all I gotta say. And if you hurt the people, you need to compensate the people. And that's all I got to say. If they want to put that out here, pay us.
Good afternoon, my name is Amber. A fellow protester and I were talking before the march, and we were discussing, you know, it's great and all to say, okay, I'm going to eat GMO free, I'm going to eat organic, but what about those people who are in the poverty class? It's super hard to find anything organic that you can eat, that you can afford, if you're, say, on food stamps, on TANF. Guys, it just takes a little more pre-planning. I'm a mama of two on food stamps, medicated TANF myself. My husband works at Walmart. I'm a stay-at-home mother because we can't afford daycare. But guess what? I can still eat organic. It takes pre-planning, it takes commitment, but it is doable.
Yes, in response to what you say about how some people may not be able to afford food that's non-GMO, well, if I may make a suggestion, as someone who's been sun-gazing since April, I can tell you folks for a fact, sun-gazing really does work. Not just to suppress the appetite factor, but also the enhanced spirituality factor, and it really does give you energy. Your body has the ability to convert sunlight into nutrients if you sun-gaze. And what?
No, I didn't miss the point of what you said. You said she could feed her kids organic food. Put new batteries in your DS
Sun-gazing works.
I got something to say. My name is Hassan. I'm a long-time DC resident. I live here in the city. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm not. Now, one of the brothers said that the only thing I say I don't agree with. promising them it's gonna be nonviolent. Nah. These are the same people connected with the military-industrial complex, Blackwater, these war criminals, these sick, deviant, demonic lobbyists on I Street and K Street. I'm not gonna promise them nonviolence. I ain't gonna tell them what I'm gonna do, and I ain't gonna promise them that. I ain't gonna promise these criminals who's polluting our world, polluting our food, destroying our environment, global warming, some of the crucial issues of human survival since the Stone Age, and they're not addressing it down there, or down there. Because our political officials, our elected officials have been co-opted. So I'm pissed, and I'm not going to promise them that they're going to be nonviolent. F them. That's what I say, F them.
Money and politics, they just seem to be hand in hand these days. The politicians are bought by the companies like Monsanto. Monsanto is doing what the politicians want and financing them. And the rest of us just don't matter, and we are almost everybody. And it doesn't matter how sick we are, and it doesn't matter that we can't get food, and it doesn't matter what we want, because it's all about them helping each other. And I want them to keep money out of politics, because I want to be able to call my politician, who is supposed to be my representative, and say, I don't want GMO food. I don't want Monsanto to tell me what I can eat or where I can buy my food. And I want to be able to call my politician and get them to pay attention and not be worried that they're not going to get some campaign contributions from Monsanto or whatever other industry is paying them today. It's just wrong. We need to get the money out of politics so that we can have a say.
Hey, I'm in high school, and I was texting my friend today on my way here, and I was like, oh, I'm going to the GMO protest in Monsanto, and they were like, what? So, I mean, I think it starts with the younger generation, that if we start telling our friends what this is, then we can stop it.
Thank you for coming, and thank all of the young people for coming. I'm a sociology professor, and this is awesome. And if you don't think that your voice doesn't matter, it matters. Tell that to the women that didn't vote, that couldn't vote. Tell that to the African Americans who didn't have rights, right? We're here, it matters. What you do matters, right? You can make a change, okay? That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
I just want to say real quickly, because I haven't really heard this touched on, but Monsanto is trying, what they're really after is control of the world's food production. That control of the world's food production, that is serious money, serious power. You can do anything when you have that. They're patenting the seeds, they're patenting natural foods, and they're Terminator seeds so that farmers can't keep any seeds and grow their own crops again. You have to have permission, and they're suing small farms who have cross-contaminated fields, and it's not their fault, it's just the wind, is cross-contaminating their fields with Monsanto's product, with their seeds, and if they grow Monsanto's seeds, their plants, in their fields, then they're being sued. And the small farmers are facing lawsuits so they cannot afford the legal fees. So there's a lot, there's a lot at stake here. It's more than people are aware of, I think. So I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, right. All right, thank you.
Hello? All right, you can hear me. That's good. Well, I have a question for every single one of you that's here right now. Do you know the TV show called Arrow? Here's the question. Anyone know the TV show called Arrow? Thank you. Do you know what Arrow is? Now, take it rundown. Arrow is about a billionaire who decides to right the wrong of billion-dollar companies who are poisoning his city. Well, I'm here to tell you now that one of those billion-dollar companies in real life is Monsanto. And we, everyone here, are the queen. We are the people that are standing up against them. We're the people that are telling them, no, no more. There's no more, we don't stand for this anymore. And once we do that, we're going to inspire everyone else, like Oliver Queen inspired everyone else in his world. And we will stand up for what is right, for what is right for us, and what is right for the whole entire world. Thank you.
Hello, the monarch butterflies winter in Mexico. When the weather starts warming up, they start flying north towards the United States. They get over Texas, they get over the entire Midwest, and what do they see? They see thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of genetically modified corn, soybean, and the rest of the crops killed with pesticide. We can do better than that, people. Let's get our habitats back.
Which also comes to that the microbes are gone in our soil because of all of this chemical stuff. Microbes are germs. You need them in your gut to be healthy. The soil needs them to grow. You do not just put phosphorus and lime and I don't know the name, sorry, but supplements in soil and get healthy food. All of the national parks are eroding. They're losing soil because we have not had herds for forever. There's a fabulous researcher in Africa, Alan Savory. If you let the herd run, it turns the soil with its hoof, it dungs, it urinates. This all makes the fabulous microbes. They have undesertified, or however you say, take back the certification, places in Africa, Mexico, totally barren, just to flourishing grasses, trees. So we are in trouble. Our soil does not have nutrition in it. Our bodies do not have the germs we need to fight infections. It's and this also affects how our brains work because our gut is sort of like the other organ that's our brain. So we're in trouble, and then our public school systems have basically fast food cafeterias now. Many of them don't even cook anything anymore. And part of how all of this has happened through Monsanto is the government has subsidized corn in Iowa and many places, but we know it's big there. And then guess what? First presidential speeches are given there when they're running for election. So now we have high fructose corn syrup, which is even worse than sugar. If you drink 1 20-ounce soda, it increases your risk of heart attack. And diet sodas have been shown to be even worse for us because we get belly fat. That belly fat secretes hormones. It tells your brain it's addicted to sugar. It's more addictive than cocaine. And so it is not calories in and calories out, or calories in and exercise, or just have a little discipline and you won't be overweight. It's the crazy stuff we're growing and processing into food.
Hi, my name is Tati. I'm a health coach. Yeah, I'm a mom.
That's okay.
It's been 7 years or so that I have changed no food and most of do you know food that has grown with GMO seeds? They don't have smell, they don't taste good, and my kids never like to eat that food. So I said, this is not food. So we start going to the grocery store, start smelling things, and he said, oh, this is no good, Mommy. They don't have smell, so don't buy it. So now, since then, I mean, it's fantastic. We hardly get sick. So eat real food. Thank you.
Hello, how's everybody? I think it's just time we talk about solutions. We all know, you know, about GMOs. We all know about the health effects or just the unknown. I think it's time that we all need to get together and start talking about solutions. Community gardens, non-GMO gardens, heirlooms for all of our communities. I think it's really time to start getting active. Yeah, this march is absolutely wonderful, and y'all are beautiful people, but after today, this issue cannot die. We're gonna have to take all these issues into each one of our own communities, start gardening, start doing our things. Let's network, let's talk to each other here. There's enough resources here, there's enough heirloom seeds that I have that could probably start all y'all's gardens. So let's really get together. I will be glad to help anybody. Let's start getting some community gardens together. And we're part of the DC Free Thinkers, so please, just, it's about solutions. That's what this is about, solutions.
Step back. Hi, my name's Mike Golash. If you think about human history, for most of human history, food has been grown based on human need. We grew food to eat. We grew food to share with our communities. With the advent of capitalism, food changed into a commodity. We no longer grow food to eat it. We grow food to make money off it. And Monsanto is leading the charge to figure out ways to make more and more money off food production. And that is what GMOs, that's what modification of crops is all about. They don't think about the consequences to the environment. They don't think about the consequences to the human population. All they think about is how much money can we make off this production of food. They sue people when you don't grow food the way they want it grown. You use their seeds, they sue people. If you try and change food in some way, they sue you to make more and more money off it. And that's a product of the system of capitalism. When we talk about solutions, the only real solution to the problems of GMO foods, of modified foods, of food production for profit, is to get rid of the system of capitalism and go to a system where we grow food not to make money, but to meet the needs of the human population. Thank you.
This is my second protest here. And I just wanted to say, if Monsanto says that GMO is safe, why don't they label it?
There's another fun fact. My friend is a neighbor of the chief lobbyist for Monsanto. And the chief lobbyist for Monsanto's family eats only organic food. Also, another fun fact, Einstein said that if we kill all the bees, we can live 4 years before our population is gone. We're killing all the bees, we're in the middle of doing that, and it's not going to go down gradually. It's going to all of a sudden be gone, and then we're not going to have any pollinators, so we can't grow bees.
Save the bees!
I just wanted to say that, no one's spoken on this. Look, I voted this administration in, but at the same time, this administration has members and people who work in this building with a revolving door in and out of this White House and in this Capitol. So that's something we need to start asking our president, and also asking the people on our news stations why they don't ask the president about this, why this has a revolving door that does not stop. Let's talk about that. Politics can change it too.
State-sponsored media.
Now, one of the ways Monsanto does these lawsuits is they go around from farm to farm sampling people's crops. Now, I don't know how many out here own a farm. My sister does. She's got the usual fences up with a picture of the dog saying I can reach a fence in 2.7 seconds. Can you? But I wouldn't want to be one of Monsanto's goons going past a sign that says no trespassing on the land owned by a farmer who has a gun and trespass on his land and got his crops. You know, I wouldn't want to be poached the way that wolves are poached. I wouldn't want somebody shooting, shoveling, and shutting up. It says no trespassing, don't it? Aren't there a lot of farms and places that have stand your ground laws?
Hello, how is everybody doing today? Are you excited to be here? We gotta make some more noise! To talk a little bit about that revolving door that a gentleman mentioned previously, if we would like to close this revolving door between mega corporations, big ag,
big industry, we have the opportunity very soon. An organization is about to begin petitioning on May 26th. That's Memorial Day, that's this Monday, for term limits in U.S. Congress. We do have the power to do this without their approval via Article 5 of the Constitution. So, please begin petitioning. Definitely search for the petition, sign it on May 26th. We have the power to institute term limits in Congress and close the revolving door. May 26th, that's 2 days from now. Take action. Yes, it's a nationwide petition. It can be found online. There is a Facebook group. It's called, excuse me for a second, I'm a little camera shy. It's on... It's, oh, okay, the link for this, okay, all right, I will do that. I'm trying to remember, but honestly, I'm nervous in front of the camera. No, it's not on my paper, but you can have one of these if you want. Here you go, pass one around, they're pretty cool. It's March, again, I don't know, anyways. Yeah, look for it on the page, I'll post the link.